Good day everybody, I hope you're doing fine. Today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to retrieve data from MySQL database and show it into an HTML client-side browser through PHP server-side code. So there are a couple of technologies that you should already know, and there are a few technologies that you may not be aware of that much, but I'm going to introduce to you on the go, in the fly, and of course there are loads of resources available on the internet if you want to explore more. So just disregard this page which is coming up in front of you. The first technology you should be installing is WebServe. If you're working on Windows, WebServe, or another technology called MAMP, M-A-M-P. Both of these are packages of the products we need to install and start working on. So these are MySQL, PHP, and Apache. That's what AMP starts for. Stands for MySQL, Apache, and P is for PHP. So all these technologies are packaged together as one in MAP and also in WebServe. So you can download any one of these depending upon your 32-bit or 64-bit computer architecture. And once you install them, you will see you go through its notes and find out where's the directory located where you install all the or place all the web pages. So for me, because I'm running a MacBook, it's inside applications, MAMP. I'm using MAMP, and htdocs. Now this is the folder you will find in both MAMP and WebServe on Windows and on MacBook. So htdocs is the folder you need to find and place your all web pages inside this. So web pages, some of the web pages we'll create now also. I'm going to show you a couple of them on the fly as we move forward, and I'm going to show you an example also from for ROC EGA, Electronic Government Authority. So I double click this, and there are loads of other HTML or PHPs or server-side documents already over here at this place, but we're not gonna use any one of these. We will start and create one of our own thing for ROC EG, and I would recommend that you look at this welcome.php, which will sort of describe, if you're using MAMP, what MAMP is about. But for now this is not absolutely necessary. So I'm gonna just open this for a quick peek through, and then I'm gonna close it down. So how do I access this? Remember, this is a folder which in my case I'm running MacBook. I'm going to go through the path again. It's under applications, MAMP, and htdocs. On Windows this will be C drive, and depending upon whichever folder you've chosen to install MAMP or WebServe, I would recommend you install at the root of C drive, so such that it comes as C:/WebServe or C:/MAP, and inside that you will find www root htdocs. So you go inside www root and htdocs, you will find this folder. This is the place which is called your server location or server root. So what essentially you've installed now is a web server, a server which serves the browsers, a server which gives the HTML documents to the browsers, to the clients. So what you would do is you would place your documents which you create over here. First of all, I would recommend, as I just said, welcome.php. So how do I access this area through my browser? One way is that you can go to C:/webserve/www root/htdocs, but that's the wrong way because it's on your computer so that you can access it easily. We understand that, but you want to treat it as a server because that's what you just installed, a server, an Apache web server. So I'm gonna click on the browser URL tab and just type this localhost. So localhost is the website address of your computer's server. So if you press enter, it should display you your website. So let me just show you one more quick thing over here. Localhost : and 8888. That's my customized port of the web server. This port is where the web server is listening at by default in many computers, and I hope for your installation also it's the case. It is not 8888. This is what I have customized it to. By default it's only 80, and if you just write localhost, it should work in most of the cases, and you should see the welcome page. But for me it's not it's not the default, it's 8888, so I have to type this, and welcome.php comes in. So this also it is a welcome page, and it shows something that the server is working. It's a very small script, which shows a very small needless message. So just if you see a message, see a page over here inside localhost, that means your server is up and running. Now let's come back to htdocs. To start with, I'm going to create a quick database based application, I would say, and recommend that you first of all create a folder over here called depending upon your application you're creating. In my case I'll create EGA and slash. So this folder corresponds to this place. If I write EGA here, I will see the directory inside this EGA. Right now I'm in EGA, there's nothing inside EGA. Let me just go back over here and show what is directly under 8888, which is the default port. In your case is 80. You see all the files will be listed, which I can see in this htdocs folder. As I said, this is the server side, this is the files where the server saves all the files. So arrays.php, add product.php, check db connection, EGA, etc. You see db connection, php, check db connection, arrays.php, etc. Everything is over here, and also 3 folders: rm, mmm, EGA. These are this related to my own work, so you don't need to worry about this. We are concerned about EGA folder which we created, because this is the folder in which we are going to do all our work. So is there an EGA folder here? Yes, there is an EGA folder here. Click here and the server shows you the directory. There's nothing inside, and that's true, there's nothing inside. So let's quickly create a new HTML. I would recommend you download Bracket software. It's really easy to do HTML work in brackets. However, if you like Dreamweaver or any other thing like Notepad++, you are always obviously welcome to do so. So I just start by writing the first tag here for HTML, saying that this is the HTML5 document. Obviously we need to save it also inside the same place, under htdocs, applications, MAMP or web server, whatever you're using, EGA, and I'm gonna call it index.php. Index.php. Index is the name of the file which the server automatically picks up when you access any website. Doc type.html, and then there is head, and after head there is body, and yeah, inside head I would say meta tag, character set UTF-8, let's close it, and then title. This is the title tag, starting, ending. Here you place your title. This is welcome to EGA staff directory. This is the title tag. Inside the body, so you write over here inside the body with a heading 2, not too big. Heading 1 will be too big. We will now explore the EGA staff directory through the database. So we'll connect to the database and we'll explore this. For the sake of it, let's see if it works. Index.php. So we go to our browser, and you see the index.php page has automatically been picked up. Welcome to EGA staff directory is the title. We'll now explore the EGA staff directory through the database. If you've done this much, your first HTML is ready, and you can obviously design different HTML, with CSS, pictures, etc. The core thing I'm going to concentrate today on to connect to the database and show the staff directory and be able to search for it in just a minute. Okay, just a minor spelling I would like to correct. Okay, next thing I want to do is add a next line, BR, and then new paragraph, P, and end that paragraph. So this is the in the HTML you have to have with most of the tags you have to have starting and ending tags, and they should be nested correctly. So the body has some tags inside, so the tags inside body should be finishing inside body. So the P is the paragraph tag, which is inside body. It's starting inside body, should finish inside body. So I can't, like, for example, finish it outside body. That's wrong. And that's the good thing about brackets. You see, it's in the red. It tells you there is something wrong about this. Even though if you run this HTML, it will work, and there won't be any big issues. But if you keep on doing that, your HTML will not be uh, correct. Your HTML will have the problem with well-formedness. So if it's a well-formed HTML, the browser will have no problem running it. Okay. So inside the first paragraph, I will create two links. One is the way I create link is by the A tag, which is the anchor, and I say ahref is equal to, now this is another page we are going to create now called uh, search. So let's say search staff.php, and I say staff directory. Okay, so this is one page I'm going to create. It will create it will list all staff, and it will also list some buttons which will allow you to create to do a search, basically the search staff.php. Let me save this staff directory. From here we'll move to its staff directory which actually connects to the database. So search staff.php page is the one which we will create now. File, new, again doc type HTML. Save it. If you don't save it, the brackets won't recognize it's an HTML, because you see brackets is able to open and use many different types of documents. So by saving it, we'll tell it that this is a PHP, or a PHP document which also contains inside HTML. So this one is staff search.php. Is that the name I gave? I hope so. Let me just copy this, staff search.php. Oh, it was search stuff. Let me just copy and paste this over here. So the link goes to staff search.php, which is this page we just created, and then head, and after head there is body. Inside head there is just some title over here. Inside title there will be staff list. Now Mac, it's very speedy and it's very smooth and robust, but the keyboard I just hate it. Characters UTF-8. Okay, and let's come down quickly to the body, and here we will create first of all what we would like to create first of all is a legend field set. Legend and field set, and we'll populate this just now, and then a form in which we'll allow the user, and we'll put all of this inside the form. Basically, now we'll allow the user to be able to search from the database. and by default this form will actually have a table. So that table, so you see this form starts here, ends here, legend starts here, ends here, field starts here, ends here, and then over here we want to be able to print the table. Let me just copy and paste the table quickly so that you can have a look at this a little more quickly, and I make the video a little shorter. Okay, so I've created a form, a very simple form quickly. If I just refresh this, you'll see first name, last name. So we'll search by first name or last name, and we'll press the search button. It should go to the database and do the search. We have not built up that portion yet. We'll just do that as we cruise along this tutorial quickly. Let me just add one more PR, so add some distance between the buttons and the labels. First name, last name is what we have added, so the user enters this and then presses search. Now this is obviously the basic part we are working on. um, and then let me just do this a little quickly. Style text, uh, text CSS style is what I want to add, and let's say for legend, let's say display inline block, and also okay, just a second. Field set display inline block. Yeah, that's fine now. First name, last name. Let me just staff search legend. Color. Okay. All right. So we've got labels. I'm gonna give them red color. Right, let's quickly go to create the form that works with the database. So let's give name. Form name is uh, staff or EGA staff. Action is equal, now which action, which server side component it will go answer. So let's not just create another server side component, let's just point it towards itself. Staff search.php, staff search.php. It will submit to itself. So when I click the submit button, so just input type to submit. I'm just changing it to submit. Let's do that. Does it submit now? Yes, you see it's submitting the server. Which server? Staff search.php. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is to go to the database and create our database. I'm not sure how the database in EGA is, but to do that you have to click on this, go to this. If you have installed localhost, and depending upon if you have 8888 or 80, after that you should go to PHP MyAdmin. If you click on this PHP MyAdmin, it will take you to your databases. So which databases I have, these are the databases right now I have. I'm going to create quickly a new database, and here I'll call it EGA. Let's keep it everything simple, small case, EGA create. Okay, one EGA database is created over here. Name is okay, we'll, for the sake of this demo, we have departments table, and also okay, from the database let's create a table quickly. It's called staff, number of columns 4. Okay, and we call it ID. Length is call it ID, and then name, staff ID, staff name, and then department, this is the staff department, and any field for comments. So ID is int, name is varchar, department is int also, comment also varchar. Let's keep it 30, comments 40. Okay, this I will do auto increment, save. Okay, so I have a staff table now in which all the staff's IDs and names will go. ID will auto increment, and then I need another table for the department. So I'll call department for also ID integer, obviously, yes, and then name. This is the department name, and then super department, which is what is the parent department, or let's call it parent DP department, and then any comments, integer, this one varchar, this one integer because it's pointing back to the ID, comments is varchar, let's keep it 30, 40, and ID is auto increment. Okay, this ID will auto increment, save it. Okay, so now you've got in department EGA, you have got two departments, two tables. One is department, the other one is staff. So let's just create some department. Let's say first of all character name will be support services, or let's first say EGA. That's the parent one we are creating. Parent department ID is 1. Comments, this is the top department. Okay, so it goes into the database. If you see in the database EGA, you're now able to browse the department, and you'll see you should see one row, nothing inserted. I thought one is inserted, department. Then if you just insert, okay, insert, sorry, EGA parent for ID 1, comments, add department, one row inserted. Just say one row inserted, ID 2, department, browse. Yeah, okay, one row was inserted already. So let's delete this one. I want to delete the one which is 2. Okay, so that's the parent department. Insert another department, call it notice the value you don't have to give to the ID because that's automatically increasing. The second department would be, let's say IT services, parent is EGA, and to provide services to staff. Go, it's created now, one row inserted. Go back to department, let's create one more insert and call it customer support, parent is 1, customer support. Okay, so now we've got 3 departments. Let's just browse this. We have EGA, second one is also EGA, third one is IT services, fourth one is customer. I thought we deleted this only. Delete this again. Okay, so alright, so 1, 3 and 4, these are the department IDs we've got. And let's go back to the staff and insert some stuff. So first name is Mr. Tullah. Oh, okay, let's just give first name as assume, department ID is 3, and silent for you. Okay, insert again. In the staff there is name is Yum, department ID, parent department ID is 5 dangerous. Okay, staff again, insert, and I'll say, let's call it Swad 3, give me marks. Okay, so let's see how many do we have now. Browse. So we've got 3 staff, and they all belong to Assume and Swad belong to department 3, and Mariam belongs to department 5. So we've got 2 tables, department and staff, and now from the PHP code we need to query this and just show this. So let's go back to our HTML. This is our HTML. Make sure you keep on saving your work. This is how it looks like. Right now, and it should go to the database, make a connection, do a search, and then list everything over here in a table. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste some code over here quickly so that to make the video a little more less long. I know it's not very shorter, but less long. So I create a new file, save it into mamp htdocs ega, and call it dbconnect.php. Localhost is address where the server is, username is root, password I've also kept root, database name which I have to connect to is EGA, and it should be able to connect. If you run this dbconnect.php, it should not give you any message, but if there is any problem, only then it will give you a message that the connection failed. So let's run this dbconnect.php on the server under EGA dbconnect.php. Okay, no message, meaning database connection was successful. What it does is it goes to the database, gives username, password, host name, and database name, and makes a connection. Now we will be using this dbconnect.php in our staff search.php. So let's go down to the body and also paste over here some tables. We'll come to the dbconnect.php in a while. Some tables. I've got a sample of the database over here. Let's just this products. It's a sample of tables. Okay, this one we need. Just copy and paste this quickly so we save some time for creating the table. Where's the table? Okay, that's the table. I'm just gonna copy this. Also remove this to make the copy a little shorter. Okay, where's the table? This one is the table. Okay, from here. We copy this, come back to staffsearch.php. Just below the form, we will create the table. So the table has both body of the table and some PHP code and some echo. Let's just refresh this. Okay, we've got the table ID, description, price, quantity. Let's have some gap after this. br. Okay, so we don't need ID, description, price, quantity. What we do need is let's go to the table heads. Okay, these are ID, description, price, quantity. What we do is staff ID. Okay, let's call it staff ID. Staff ID, name, department, and comments if you want. Okay, ID, staff ID, staff name, department, and comments. And we have a dbconnect.php. So let's do this in PHP. dbconnect. Now search str should be the name over here. Okay, I've completed this query and I'm going to share with you the code, the PHP MySQL HTML code, everything. But I'm just trying to run this and show you how does this work. So I search and it will show me all the staff with their department IDs. Obviously, you can make the presentation much better. You can use color. You can use some pictures, some photos. But this is how this is working from the database. You can search by name, and if you type right, for example, you want to run, you want to search for MAR, which is the which is the staff name, MAR. You type MAR. It will. Afsar, can you please? And then you want to type SUA, it will come over here, etc. And if you want to search by staff ID, come here, staff ID, and it's like 1, and it comes up with the staff ID. Right, 2 comes with the staff ID. There's no staff ID with the ID 2. Right, 3, it comes with the staff ID 3. That's how basically things work. It's something. Yeah, it's something which is not going to take more than one day if you prepare and make it a little more professionally with some better colors and HTML, CSS implemented much better. Then it will work very well. I'm going to show you the code over here. What I did was, if I can explain this to you very quickly, see, this is the radio button. Actually, there are two radio buttons. One is searching by name, the other one is searching by ID. Just a second. And then this is the radio button. Based on whatever the user selection is, it is sent to the server. Because when you submit over here, there's a submit button. It goes to the server. The server's name is staffsearch.php, which is the script inside the same page, and I've just placed it at the bottom. This is the script which acts at the server side. It creates a database to the connection, and then it reads whatever you have typed into the text box, and then also whatever your preference with the radio button was, and then it goes to the database and makes a query. And then in the loop, it basically, in the while loop, it displays things on the table, and that's what it does. So let's say this ID, and you've seen this is working. I'm going to filter. You type the username, it comes up. Okay, it depends on what is there in your database. Now you can create a form like this. I can create a form for you like this also. It's very easy and quick. It won't take more than 2 hours or 1 hour to insert values in the database itself. If I go here, staff,